Thank you for joining Analytics Today, a podcast series that focuses on big data and analytics and the latest trends in the digital world. I'm your co-host, Dr. Jeremy Roberts, and with me always is Samir Khan. Hey, Samir,
Hey, Jeremy, how are
how
you
you
doing?
doing?
Very
It's
good, very good.
you know what's exciting? It's that time of year again when we do the most favorite episode that everybody wants, and it's what's the most favorite episode everybody wants throughout the year?
Predictions, future.
Predictions. So I think we have a streak. It's like I think we have a streak of I think it's like 9 out of 10 or
We have
at
been
least I think
consistently doing above 85%. Yeah, which is
yeah,
good.
man. Yeah, man, we're killing it
Well,
on this one.
basically because it's research back, right? We're not just coming up
Yeah,
from our behind. Like we do, we do the right research and we
let's
we
just make it
provide
up.
inputs so yeah. So this year is going to be again very fantastic and
Yes.
lots of things happening. I mean, look at 2023. ChatGPT and the whole generative AI changed the world. I mean, where were you
Absolutely.
in 2022 and where we are today? It's just amazing what happened.
It's insane. But the thing is, I think people have to, and we have a podcast episode where we talk about the evolution of single channel all the way into ChatGPT, where generative AI comes in. And go ahead and watch that one. But it really talks about the genesis of how it all got there. But then I think what people need to understand, it's not going to take your job. It just
No,
makes you more efficient. I think people fear that. It's like, stop worrying that AI is going to take your job. It doesn't. It's no. It
it's going to
makes you more
supplement
efficient.
it.
It's yeah. It's an added value. So
Hey, but I looked at that Tesla bot robot or whatever, the video.
yeah.
Have you seen it? And that
No,
looks
yeah,
scary.
yeah. Well, Elon Musk is he's a brilliant special guy, and I'm sure he comes up with these things at 3 a.m. or something magically. You know what I'm going to make today? A flamethrower. You know what I'm going to make
Yeah.
tomorrow? A robot or something. You
Yeah.
never know. Cool. Okay, so let's go through real fast. I'm going to
Hey,
do
but it's
each
like
the.
funny. One thing I
Oh
want to
yeah,
ask.
go for
Sorry,
it.
I was gonna say. Well, like, so I've not like I've seen all these robot video on the YouTube, but I've never seen somebody kicking them and see what happens. Did they fall down?
I think so. I think
They
so.
do?
I think so because I saw this on Boston Dynamics. So I was
Oh,
trying to
okay.
teach my son about like how cool it would be to go to MIT, and they're part of Boston Dynamics, which builds the cheetah robot, like the dog.
Right.
And what they do is they constantly push the dog over, or they kick the dog. Like obviously, don't kick dogs. That's a bad
To
thing.
test it? Yeah.
To test it, like don't kick dogs. But
Of
they
course, yeah.
push the dog over, and the dog gets back up. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay. But
Yeah.
it's not like like if let's say if I try to push you, you're gonna like hold on, right? You're gonna hold
I don't
resist.
think it holds on. I think
It doesn't resist.
yeah, that would be weird.
And
If
that's
it
what I
would,
was thinking. Like I don't think because I'm thinking like, when you start using these, at least for now, until they become that strong, like they show in that movie, that iRobot, right? Like how
oh,
robot
with
can
Will Smith.
withstand the strengths and stuff like that. I'm just always curious, like because that will be game changer, right? Because now if I have a robot, yeah, I'm gonna just push them and they fall down. Of course, they're gonna wake up. They're gonna get up. But then when the robots actually resist a
Yes.
human intervention, then
Yeah.
then they can fight back,
So like imagine you're in the kitchen and you're trying to do something and you're going to like, oh, here, let me get by you. And you kind of brush the robot and like to get something and they think you're pushing them. Are they going to like take your arm and
Yeah, I mean
oh
that
man.
will be, well, because if you're going to use robot for security purpose, you're going to need that resistance, right? Because let's say if you're
Yeah.
having a security robot and then he's securing a property, and then someone tries to get into the
Yeah.
property, then you need a stronger person, a stronger robot to resist
Yeah.
that
Man.
intrusion, right? So it's funny. I always
Is it
think about that. Like that will be like a game changer for robotics.
I know you're gonna have when you're like, take me to work. Take me. Take me
Before that, my wife's gonna steal it to do all the chores.
go to HEB, go to the grocery store, right? Okay, cool. Okay, so we're going to quickly go through the 2023 digital and data trends and predictions, and we're going to say yes or no. Okay, so number one, decentralizing social media to create a super app.
I would say yes, there are super apps being created. I heard Elon Musk is actually working on Twitter to become that super app. to be honest. And in other markets, we're all aware of that, like in Mexico and India. They
Yep.
have this Paytm. It's a super app. In China, we have the WeChat. It's a super app. In
Claro.
Mexico, we have
In
Rappi,
Latin America's Claro, as
Claro. Yeah,
Rappi.
that's a
Yeah.
super app. So yeah, I mean, I would say that's in America, we don't necessarily, I mean, Facebook is trying to become like that. Twitter is trying to do that. They're getting there. So I would say that's a fairly high score.
And so I think when we talk about the decentralization of social media is just more of the communication platform. But we also talk about the other services, and we're not going to go down this rabbit hole.
No,
But
no,
the
no.
thing is, like
Yeah.
the super app also will help you find an apartment, get a doctor's appointment,
Get
do a
everything
video
done
chat with
through
your
one
doctor.
app.
It's
Yeah.
awesome. Okay.
Yeah.
Next one, data as a service. Well, yeah,
I think that's been going on trend for a
it has.
while. Most
It has.
companies, I have seen especially in the oil and gas space, Shell actually offers data as a service, so they have a lot of data, and then they sell that data to
Yes.
other third party. Let's say if they do a drill in specific area and that drill was
Yes.
successful, and all the knowledge that they use for the drilling, they can provide that. Many companies who are in the manufacturing, in the servicing, in geological space, they're providing data as a service. IBM does data as a
Yep.
service with their Watson
Watson and even
capability.
the Weather Channel.
Weather Channel, as I was going to say.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So yeah, so
Okay.
that's
So okay,
strong.
that's two out of two. Video adoption continues to accelerate. Well, yeah.
This
I
is
mean,
100%. I mean, look at what YouTube did with the shorts and
yeah.
all these crazy channel that I don't
You
think you
spend
and
three
I
hours
spend a
just
lot of
watching
time.
shorts. You
Yeah,
can't go to bed.
TikToks
You're
and
just
all of that.
yeah,
Yeah, it's crazy.
hilarious. Okay, three for three. Increase in marketing data tech spending. Well, yes. I
Yes,
even wrote
although
a
there's been
report. Yeah,
consolidation. I don't know
there's
what
been
you think about that.
consolidation,
Yeah.
but I think I showed you that report last time, and I think it was at least 5% or 10%, 5 to 10% year over year growth of marketing data tech spend. You know what I mean?
Wow,
Yeah,
that's
and a lot of
incredible.
it has to do with building out data models that support generative AI or any type of AI function because you have to have data models to support it. You know what I mean?
That's
Right?
crazy.
Crap in, crap out, right? You have to have
Yeah,
good
yeah,
data.
exactly. I
Okay,
like
so
that.
that's
Yeah,
go for it. Four for four. Content creator and brand alignment. Yes.
huge time, big time, right? I
Huge.
think the content creators and we're going to talk about this in the number 7, I believe, but
Yes.
ChatGPT has allowed a boom in content creation. Like even average person who didn't had the knowledge to use didn't have the creative knowledge, I should say. They have
Yep.
started creating content like crazy, and they're working for brands, small businesses of all
Mhm.
kinds. I would say this is definitely 5 out of 5.
I agree. Okay. Technical technical anticipation marketing technical to anticipate marketing automation.
Yes.
Yes.
You,
I mean,
yeah. I mean, you wanted me to
yeah.
talk about that, or?
Yeah, go for it. Yeah, go quick.
Yeah. So I think so. The technical to anticipation marketing automation is when you start going from providing technical references, guides, and documents
Yes.
to marketing that provides more on the benefits case and the creative aspects of it, which I think that ChatGPT enables it,
Yes.
right?
I was trying to
Everyone
put
can.
those two together. And I think
eh,
that you hit the nail on the head because the technical, like you're talking about those cheat sheets.
mhm.
That's really what it comes down to is like people creating cheat sheets to help you with marketing automation like
Yeah.
ChatGPT. Okay,
Yep.
cool. Okay,
Man,
so
it's
that
all
is
about like 1, 2, 3, all ChatGPT.
two,
The next one also,
three,
right?
4, 5, 6, 6 or 6. Move over chatbots. GTP4 is here. Well, okay, that's a duh.
Yeah.
Seven. We'll just not. We don't have to talk about that. So
Well,
seven, seven.
I do want to highlight
Yeah.
quickly when we predicted this, we were in the GPT-3 area.
Yes.
The GPT-4 was not announced. And
No.
now with the GPT-4, you can actually create your own custom GPT.
Yes.
So that is pretty much eliminates the need of having a special chatbot because you can deploy a custom GPT on the
Yes.
website through hosting services. and that will allow you to use those GPTs. And it's like voice flow is one example where you
Yep.
can actually deploy your custom GPT directly on your website, so you don't necessarily need your regular live person chatbot.
Exactly. Okay, 7 for 7. Increase in interactive web content. Well, yes. I think that was a genesis from ChatGPT is, creating more.
Significant increase. I mean,
Yeah.
look at what's happening in Twitter right now. Twitter was
Oh my
like
gosh.
dead, and once the Chat GPT came in, like everybody's producing content.
Okay, so we have 8 for 8. Third-party cookies dies a slow death,
Not yet, I
or is
would
it?
say.
No,
Yeah,
because it's still dying. It's
still dying. Yeah,
so okay. So we'll give this a half point because
yeah. I
we
don't
said
think
it
this is
dies.
100%. Not yet. Yeah.
Okay, so eight, we got a half point, 8.5. Okay,
Yeah,
so data mesh and data democratization. Yes, I think a lot of that has to do
maybe,
with the
right?
influx of ChatGPT, but it's not a full data mesh yet. So I
No.
think we'll give ourselves a half point for that.
Yeah.
So 9 out of 10.
Yeah, that's solid.
Awesome. Okay,
Yeah.
now let's jump into the predictions for this year.
Drum roll. 2024 predictions, right?
Okay, here we go. We'll start with each one. I will give a brief detail of it, and then Samir's got some notes on it. We're going to go over that. So the first one is personalize customer experiences through AI. And so what this means is AI technologies enable hyper personalization marketing, offering customers tailored experiences based on the behaviors and preferences. So this trend is key for sales and marketing, and it directly impacts customer engagement and loyalty, aka customer service or customer experience. Right.
Yeah. And to that point, when we talk about like what does that really mean for our listeners, right?
Yeah.
What it means is today we can deliver Amazon like experience at scale without having to develop a technology.
So let
I
me
remember,
explain that real fast.
go ahead,
Amazon like experience. So what that means is everything
recommendation engine.
recommendation, everything changes to what you want, what your history is, what you look at, what's trending, and everything. They are the cream of the crop when it comes to fully personalized web experience. Okay,
Very well
back to
said.
this one.
Very well
Okay,
said.
cool.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Yeah. So deploying that in the past days, I remember you and I both worked at IBM.
Yep.
And in IBM, we created that intelligent, whatever that used to call, intelligent recommendations. Remember that? Core metrics days.
Yes.
So we had the intelligent recommendation, and it was a fairly
What was that
expensive
called?
software, right? That the businesses could buy. And what happened then, Shopify completely changed the game that
Yes.
anyone can pay $49 for a Shopify account, and they can deploy the intelligent recommendations that is built in Shopify. And then
Yep.
now ChatGPT is changing that even further. You don't necessarily need a technology to go and for specifically for recommendation. You can deploy the ChatGPT on your website through a voice
Mm-hmm.
flow. It will read all of your content, and in the chat communication, it will automatically provide you the recommendation for the product. So
Yes.
that's a game changer for personalized customer experience. And we think that that's going to take a new level. Like, I'm not worried about ChatGPT 4. I'm thinking about ChatGPT 20. Like, what would that be? Like, think in terms of personalization.
Yeah.
And I don't think that will come in 2024, but I think the personalization will advance pretty significantly with ChatGPT 5.
I also think there needs to be more of an adoption. I think when you look at the sales adoption curve with the tipping point and crossing the chasm, I still don't think it's eclipsed and tipped yet into that early majority.
No,
I think
I don't
once
think so.
there's that broad usage of ChatGPT, and people stop getting scared, right, and people stop fearing what it is, and people start using it more extensively and not think it's going to take their jobs. I think that implementation will then allow it to be able to grow. But without that usage, it's very limited to the same people.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. And then I would, to your point, like instead of getting scared, like Jeremy, you and I have been talking about like offering a online course
Yep.
to learn marketing, to learn advanced marketing, to learn
Yes.
advanced analytics and chat GPT and all of that. We're going to be releasing that in early next year. I just want to
Yep.
put in a plug here. But
Yeah.
if you're afraid of these types of technology, then you need to join the right type of training. and learn from the experts in the field who can help you, guide you on how do you use this technology.
Get ahead of it, and be the person that's explaining it to others. So when you see that hilarious Facebook post about how ChatGPT is going to take my job, just like, no, dude, sorry.
I see all of these Twitter. I just like Twitter, honestly, with regards to ChatGPT and a side conversation, it's filled with a lot of spam. Like every person, and I don't know, for some reason, like most of these comes from India. It's like, hey, ChatGPT, you can make $10,000 a month using ChatGPT. Here's a thread with like 10
Yeah,
very basic stuff. And sometimes I get annoyed. I mean, it's okay. We're in the content creation revolution right
yeah,
now. Everybody wants to just gain followers by throwing some
yep,
clickbait type of stuff. But sometimes I get frustrated, like, dude, no, don't tell me that, man. Like, just don't misguide the people who are coming on board the platform
yeah,
with this $10,000 a month gimmick. That's not going to happen. You need to be thorough.
no,
You need to be learned. You need to understand how things
yeah,
work. Not everybody can just go out there and start selling ChatGPT to make money. That's not the intention of the ChatGPT invention. It's to
yeah.
revolutionize creativity, revolutionize data, and a lot of different things versus just go make $5,000 selling a bunch of Notion document and claiming that this is how it
And,
works.
and I'll give you an example. If you've been working in retail for years and you've been worried that you haven't been able to make enough money, and you saw this thread on a short on social that told you about $5,000 to learn ChatGPT, and you jumped over, be weary, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Know what you're getting into. So,
It's
and it takes
frustrating.
time. It takes time.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's number one. So number two is, oh, I love this one. So voice search optimization and marketing. So with the rising use of office or voice assistants. Let me start again. With the rising use of voice assistants, optimizing content for voice search is becoming crucial for marketers and involves understanding natural language patterns and ensuring brand visibility in voice search results. Okay. So to give a background of this too, and then I'll let Samir go into it, is this was, how many years ago was this? How many years ago was that when Google announced that they would then be using voice search as part of their SEO algorithm?
It
It was
was
like
when the
4 years
Google
ago.
launched their home, the Google Home and Alexa,
Yes,
all of that,
yes,
like a few years ago, right?
yeah. Obviously, they did because they wanted to enhance their own product.
Right.
Right? Come on, right? But
Hey, by the way, I heard
yeah,
that there was a few years ago, there was like a big article about this whole Google Voice thing. And through their home devices, there's some of the Google employees were listening into conversation. And
awesome.
apparently, like it just blew up, and then people just got crazy, and then they started,
Well,
you know,
you don't have to worry about that because everybody, you can ask any listener. Um, Everybody still thinks that Alexa, I don't hear anything when it starts talking, is listening to everything you're saying,
yeah, I
right?
know, yeah, and
It's
I'm very
creepy.
cautious. Like in my on my phone, I actually had the Google Home or whatever they call it. I have disabled that. I don't like
Yeah,
Google to listen to my conversations.
no, no, you kind of have to like put it in a drawer and muzzle put just something around it to cover the
Yeah,
microphone because I bet you the camera's on too. That's a little creepy. It's like,
that's true.
I think we're out of toilet paper. Oh wow, and then it tells you we're going to go ahead and order some new toilet paper for you. I'm like,
Yeah,
what? Okay, so
that's
back to
crazy.
that. If you want to give some discussion points on that, so voice search optimization marketing. This is a trend that has been growing since the Google Home came out, but it's really with the rise of that. We're talking about now everybody has a voice assistant, and so it's been now crucial for marketers. And I think what we've done is we want to focus on the idea that it's not just the consumer asking like, "What's the weather?" Or how what's my play a song for me or something. It's
Hmm.
really now crucial for the marketer, and I guess if you want to go into that, how that
Yeah, no,
is.
the way I think about that is when the voice search was launched, that was definitely a game changer on how people will start searching, right?
Yeah.
But it honestly was limited to your devices. Like maybe you have
Mm-hmm.
voice search on your phone, on your Alexa device, on your Google Home. What it changed was when now with ChatGPT, you can have a full-fledged, full-blown conversation. And the idea is what we're saying, what we're predicting here is in 2024, that conversational content creation using voice search is going to go to completely new level. Now we are into the type-based prompt conversation, right? Where you're typing detailed prompts and stuff like that. But then eventually you're going to use your voice. You don't even necessarily have to spend a lot of typing. And that's where I feel like the voice search optimization can take to the next level. Like Bing has integration with ChatGPT. It does that to an extent. We're going to see a lot more of that.
No, I agree. I agree. And I think it comes back down to, you know what, educate yourself, learn about it, get ahead of the curve. If you are a marketer, you're a data marketer, digital marketer, if you are an old school traditional marketer and you want to, upskill yourself, this is where you need to start.
Awesome.
Cool. Okay. So number 3, this is a cool one. And I think Apple's really, with that product that they came out, it's like $2,500 or $1,500.
Yeah. The glasses. Yeah.
Yeah. Augmented reality in retail marketing. So AR, or augmented reality, offers immersive and interactive marketing experiences, particularly in retail, where it can enhance online shopping and in-store engagement. And I will let you know that back when I was at Adobe, the last few years, I remember that, we would show an example with Nike as one of our customers, and they put on the AR goggles, right? And I think it was like, I forgot whose goggles they were at the time, Facebook's goggles or somebody. But if you want to do some shopping, you could walk into a storefront and they had a display of Nike shoes. And you look over the Nike shoe, and then all of a sudden you would give the specs on it, and it would give you the price. And as you turned it, you could, break the shoe apart to see kind of what was in it and all this other cool stuff. And then
That's
you could
crazy.
access the availability to buy. I was like, man, this is awesome. I was like, can we sell this or not?
That's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I think
So
that's
if you want
what
to
the
go into
prediction,
some,
exactly what you
yeah,
said. I don't have to add anything more to that, is the ability to go deep into the product while sitting at your home and experience that full augmented reality. And we're going to see a lot more of that. I still think that those technologies are fairly expensive. I feel like with
yep,
continuous innovation in generative AI, augmented reality, virtual reality, we're going to see a lot more of that in more affordable way. So small to medium businesses can start using it, and it's not just going to be limited to bigger enterprises.
and just and this idea just popped into my head. The genesis of that, before augmented reality got into retail marketing, do you remember when you would go on to, like, certain shows on programmatic TV, or you'd be looking at certain social media, and then all of a sudden now somebody's wearing an outfit. You can now click, or you can remember that you used to be able to highlight on the outfit, and it would say, buy this now, and it would take you to the store. And I think that's really was the testing model for all this. And now is saying, well, we have the technology to do AR. Let's do that for more retail marketing rather than just a still image, which is awesome. So
Absolutely.
cool. Okay, so number 4, data-driven influencer marketing. Okay, so we've had influencer marketing for years, but now we're talking about data-driven influencer marketing. So leveraging data analytics to optimize influencer marketing strategies, and allows for more targeted campaigns and measurable results. And I will tell you, and I was reading about this the other day, very large media data companies and even content companies like iHeartMedia is actually focusing on influencers, right? They're
Nice.
doing a whole marketing push on really trying to focus on how do we really monetize the use of influencers and use them to really go to market, and use them to be able to drive media sales and be able to push podcasts and all these different things. So if you want to elaborate on that, I mean,
No,
it's the
that's
data driven
great.
side. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's exciting in the ability to, and there are a lot of platforms also that are coming in the market, like you mentioned, a few of them. They're allowing you to take your influencer marketing to a completely new level, because this is a part of the challenge, right? So far, there are technologies in the market where you can onboard influencers and give them whatever product you want them to promote. And then you just have to be at the mercy of the influencer and their
Yeah.
engagement with their account. You cannot really measure it. And slowly that's changing. There are technologies where you can do all of the analytics. But you mentioned like some of the big name brands, are coming in with more advanced type of these
Yes.
analytics, and we will start to see more of that. I think Twitter is going to come up with something next year. I'm guessing and predicting actually that Twitter, Facebook, they both might have their own kind of influencer solution where you can
Yeah.
hire and deploy influencers and do all of the measurement and analytics and track your conversion.
And I think what it's done is also, it's just like everything else. Remember, and this goes back to the analogy with Scott Brinker, to where the market was blowing up, and every random company or random person was starting their own Martech business, and remember it like jumped to like 2x, 3x, and it blew up, and it got to the point where it got so unruly that all of a sudden there was this mass consolidation, and all these people came back to fruition because they could not justify um, the strength and the value of their business, and what they're doing, and they
Mm-hmm.
started to get eaten up by all these other people, right? They had great ideas, but they couldn't justify and show the value of it, and so then their technology started getting eaten up, because there was just too many players in the industry. And I think this
Right.
is the same thing, that everybody wants to be an influencer, right? I mean, I made a joke about it on social media the other day. I was at the gym, and you have to worry about somebody's camera view because they have their tripod there with their camera,
I know.
videoing themselves work out. Like, really, you want to watch yourself for a whole hour working out?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I guess I'm too old for that now. But I'm like, everybody wants to be an influencer. I
I think
mean,
it's going to change,
yeah,
right? Because I feel like that's what I feel frustrating because it's just having a bad influence on the people who are like our kids. For example,
yeah,
they think that this guy who's at the gym or doing whatever, he's an influencer. And because he's just having all these followers and who knows how they got it. It's just that
yeah,
it is democratizing the whole influencer
yes.
notion, but at the same time, it's fairly dangerous because you could get a person with minimal experience positioning himself because he has a lot of followers and they could lead those followers into many wrong directions.
It's already happened. That guy out in Europe who eventually got arrested for a few things.
Hmm.
He went up against Greta Thunberg or something,
Hmm.
and he got arrested because of potential trafficking and different things. So
That's
it
crazy.
happens. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So number 5 is integration of AI in sales automation. Okay, this is a huge one. So when we talk about this, just remember, we're not saying that there's an integration of AI and sales automations that AI is going to do your job and take your job as a salesperson. No, being in sales is still a soft skill. You have to go and you
You
have to go
have
and
to.
sell.
Yeah.
So what we're talking about here is AI is revolution the sales process by helping you out. So it's automating tasks, like it's providing you with insightful data that says, here's what they looked at, here's how people are engaging with your communications, here's what they're looking at on your site. So when you call them up and you talk to them, you know exactly what they have an interest in, right? So what it does is it leads to more efficient and effective sales strategies. So you're not wasting your time. You're getting straight to the point, but it really comes down to it. It's enhancing your job. It's not taking your job. So I had to throw that out there.
Yeah, absolutely. And parts of it is also the initial customer inquiries. Let's say if I go to a website and remember the good old Rackspace days when we had the
Yep.
live person team, how many people were there? Like 100 people. They were
Yeah.
on in the chat, live
Yeah.
chatting with
Yeah.
people and lead generation. That is gone, right? That initial contact you can now do with the chatbot completely automated. So in a way, you have to transition your career if you were in that space and you're still taking live chats. Uh, the way things are changing on the large language model stuff, you're no longer going to have a job if that's the only thing you do. So you need to think about
Exactly.
like how you can be more advanced salesperson
Upskill
to
yourself.
upskill and secondary, tertiary level salesperson, level 4, level 5, whatever that is. The initial level is going to be eventually it will come to that level, but it's going to take time. But at least for now, the chatbots are taking over. The other thing is predictions. Like you said, Einstein in Salesforce has been doing that for a long time,
Mm-hmm.
but that's limited to Salesforce. Now, ChatGPT allows you to augment your conversational AI and
Yep.
predictive analytics into any sales platform, any CRM. You don't necessarily need an Einstein to do that. So
No.
that's already happening. And it's fascinating why people need to realize this, that AI is impacting sales is fairly significantly, and they need
Yep.
to be ready for it.
Like I said, AI is your friend. I'll repeat again. If you're a salesperson, AI is your friend. Just get to know it. Become an
Yeah,
expert at it. All of those automated things that you really do not enjoy with business development and sales, use it.
right. The
Use the
manual thing.
AI.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, have it do all the work for you. Okay. Number 6, video marketing evolution. We've been talking about video for the last few years. We even talked about video even last year. So we're talking about how video marketing continues to grow with a shift towards interactive and shoppable video content that engages customers more deeply and drives conversations. I actually just talked about this with the influencers, right? Just like a
Exactly.
few ago, talking about video marketing is going to make it to where it's more shoppable. I mean, there's a lot of people who want to see certain influencers, with the video content that they create. And then from that, it's like, hey, that's great. I want to get that purse. I want to get those shoes. I really love that product,
Hmm.
and you never know. I mean, even for the lay person that's not, a fashion icon, it's almost like Mr. Beast, right? Mr. Beast is number one out there, and he's selling his Mr. Beast candy bars and all the crazy stuff that he sells. But I mean, that's a basic example of it too.
Yeah, yeah. That's great. Yeah, let's move on to number 7 then.
Cool. Number 7, omni-channel marketing strategies. Okay. So omni-channel was something that we discussed back in the digital summit days. This was in the
A
mid
long time ago, like maybe almost 7 to 8 years ago, 10 years ago.
2015, 2014
Yeah, like
time.
10 years
No,
ago,
maybe
right?
2016, something awesome. So we're talking about this idea that omni-channel marketing provides a seamless customer experience across all platforms. So integrating digital and physical touch points. Now, when you think about this is something that the big wigs like Salesforce and Adobe are doing, and they're doing this. Like, for example, Adobe is pushing out a product called RTCDP. So RTCDP is basically a real-time CDP that brings together multiple touch points. And if
Hmm.
you look at the 3 multiple touch points, if you're a retailer, it does the mobile app, it does customer service, and also your online web presence. And it brings together all of those different data points into a single place where then you're managing all the data and the touch points from that.
In
So
real
think
time,
about
right?
in real time, and you're talking millisecond reactions, and then add on AI to that, right? With Adobe Sensei. I mean, man, it's
It's
generating
crazy.
content. So let's go back to the detail, and then Samir can add to it. But omni-channel marketing provides now a seamless customer experience on all platforms, integrating digital and physical touchpoints. So you're walking through Best Buy, you're on, we're trying to with customer service, and there's a kiosk, and then you have your mobile app, so it has near field technology, or it geofenced you and it knows where you are inside the Best Buy, and you're looking at all the prices. I mean, this is a connected experience, right?
Yeah, that's
Cool
that's
stuff.
amazing. Yeah, I don't think I could add anything to that. I just want to say quickly how you augment your omni-channel what we're predicting in 2024 is how these siloed tools like social media, even though we
Yes.
say that, hey, we're doing omni-channel today, in its entirety, I don't think we are. So how email and social media, in-store display, they're all going to come together, like Jeremy mentioned. You need a technology like real-time CDP to be able to do that. And we're going to see more of that in 2024.
100%. Love it. Okay, number 8, social media as a sales channel. This is awesome because it goes back to the data-driven influencer marketing. It goes back to the video marketing evolution. So the detail of this is social media platforms are increasingly being used as a direct sales channel with features like shoppable post and in-app checkout. So you got any details you want to talk about that?
Now, I think we mentioned this a lot. What we're saying is you're going to see a more and more of this, and you're going to see more social media channels like that can become an overnight
Yep.
superstar like TikTok, where now TikTok originally started just as a video fun channel and cats and dogs and all of that. But then now it's truly a multi-billion dollar shopping experience where people are purchasing product off of that. So you're going to see significant growth, and as these channels will continue to become sales channel.
Love it. Okay, cool. Number 9, enhanced customer data privacy. So this is inevitable, and I think Samir probably need to explain a little bit more, but let me give you the detail. So with growing concerns around data privacy, marketers need to balance that personalized marketing with transparent data practices. So let's start off, like, what do you mean by transparent data practices?
Well, so this is interesting, right? Because, and again, very close to us because we're in the data analytics space
Yep.
along with marketing and sales. So we can see both sides of the spectrum. On one side, marketers and salespeople, they want to become as knowledgeable as possible about the consumers, get all the data, the intent data coming from Bambora and
Mm-hmm.
all the social media data, the chat GPT, large language models. But then there is a limit on how far you can go. And it's interesting, like always, Europe nation is always the first to keep the privacy ahead of the
Yeah.
curve. And, you know, the latest laws that they're implementing to curb the impact of AI. America is more open. We tend to be more linear, more, would say, how would we say, more
Lenient.
easier,
Lenient.
lenient, yeah,
Yeah.
lenient to practice in that area. But the question is, it's the responsibility falls on the individual. How much is too much? Like Jeremy gave an example of earlier, like a person in the gym is making a workout video, and Jeremy doesn't want to be in that video, right? It's just personal
Yeah.
time and he wants to work out. How do you balance that with the intrusion of technology, video, audio, all forms of technology into your day-to-day life? And how do you make sure that you stay away from it? And what rights do you have to protect your privacy and your folks and family privacy? And you need to, as individuals, we need to be more vocal about it. It's not always fun to open up in anybody else's social media channels because that could have
Mm.
significant ramifications on on your life and other people's life and what
Yep.
have you. So those are some of the areas where we feel like there's going to be some very strong privacy and governance practices. And the
Yeah.
whole episode about the Sam Altman and OpenAI resignation and then rehire, it
Yeah.
happened due to a privacy issue, right? How quickly can you commercialize the technology without putting proper privacy guardrails?
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be crucial.
100%. I can't add to that. So, okay, let's go to number 10, the final one. Growth of interactive content. So we've all seen this, but I'll give you the details. So interactive content such as quizzes, polls, augmented reality experiences becoming tools in engaging customers and collecting data. I'll give you an example. I was talking to a friend of mine, and she was like, "Hey, we I was at this event, and everybody was talking about all these spirit animals." It's like, "What's your spirit animal?" I was like, "I don't know what my spirit animal is." So I went on to the quiz to figure out one of these dumb quizzes to figure out what my spirit animal was. And obviously, they're asking me all these questions, collecting all my data. I'm sitting there thinking, do I really want to do this? Am I that curious? I'm like, yeah, I really want to know. And I got 3 different answers, like a lizard and a bear and some kind of bird or something else, or an owl. I was like, great, I'm 3
You
animals,
covered
right?
like all three, like flying
Yeah,
animals and
yeah.
mammals and
And and then in the
amphibians.
middle of that, one of the questions they asked me was, if the sorting hat from Harry Potter was put on your head, which house would you be? Would you be Slytherin? Would you be Gryffindor, Hufflepuff, or Ravenclaw? And I was like, you know what, man? I've always wanted to know that. So I did that dumb test. And I'm sitting there thinking, I just wasted 30 minutes of my life going through these stupid tests, and I found out I'm a Ravenclaw. Cool. What?
Nice.
How does it help me in life? None
No
whatsoever.
clue, right?
No clue, but I gave all this data and
But it's
information.
interactive.
Yeah. So back to number 10. Yes, there's a growth in interactive content, and they're data albatrosses. They're just sucking in information and data from you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, not
So
giving you much in return. But
no.
I agree. I think the whole point here is these interactions will increase, and hopefully when the data system is collecting data from you, they're giving you something crucial in return. and think about how you as an organization can do that for your customers.
Yeah.
And when you collect the data, offer something in return, like product recommendation in return of capturing their behavior history.
The concept.
Like exactly. So
Yeah.
and so those going to be crucial. So that's where we think that that's going to be growing a lot more, is going to be the interactive content.
Cool. So let me just rephrase these and then we'll end up the show for today. So the first one is personalized customer experiences through AI, voice search optimization and marketing, augmented reality and retail marketing, data-driven influencer marketing, integration of AI and sales automation, video marketing evolution, omnichannel marketing strategies, social media as a sales channel, enhanced customer data privacy, and growth of interactive content. And these are our predictions for 2024. And again, this is our favorite show. It's fun. We're not talking to any
Do
guests, but
this.
this has
Yeah.
been great. Yes. Like I said, just some quick things. Check us. We have a lot of people reaching out. I just got an email just now. That's why you see us looking over here. We have multiple screens. I got an email right now. I'm catching up on, hey, Jeremy and Samir, do you, we have another guest, you know, and people are just
Nice.
throwing guests at us. So we need to follow up on that. The other things are going to be coming out with some really good upskilling content for you guys. And 2024 is going to be fantastic. And we have a YouTube channel now. So if you're also want to see something different outside of just listening to our voices, you can see us on video now.
Yeah.
So
Awesome. That's
but
fantastic. So
it's
YouTube
interactive.
channel is what, Jeremy? Is it Analytics Today?
It's Analytics Today show.
Okay. So YouTube/Analytics Today show. Got it. Okay.
Correct. Yeah. So if you get it, you can see that. If not, type in our names and hopefully the search will find it. If not, we need to fix the algorithm.
Awesome.
So
Or you can go to our website, right?
yes,
analyticstodaypodcast.com, and you'll find the links to all of our social media channels over there.
yes. Yeah. Analytics
Awesome.
Today podcast.com has everything you need. So thank you again, Samir. This has been super fun. And we'll talk to you guys again. If not before the new year, if not, we'll talk to you in 2024.
Happy New Year to everyone.
Happy New Year,
Bye-bye.
guys. Thanks.